come up to it and it's this page is showing the clock, push the left right button, we'll turn it on.
Okay.
Clean up a little bit on the contrast.
Left, right button.
Brightness.
I'm not sure where it's at. If you come straight forward, it's pretty bright. So you've got the all page, right? So you hit the all page, right? Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2.
Hey, Jim.
Comes up, right?
Hey.
So manual bell. So the all page, pretty straightforward. You've used the intercom systems, you know, when you hit all page, you're gonna pick it up.
It's what?
It's gonna page everywhere, inside, outside, classrooms, all zones. It's what it says everywhere. So if you notice here, I'll push it again. If you there's two ways it does it. So you pick up the phone. Now if you listen, okay, you can hear it out there, but in here it's pretty loud. So my suggestion to you is, anytime someone calls in, right? So if someone calls in like 120, room 122, it'll pop up here, say room 122.
It's coming here.
It'll say emergency or normal, right? It just depends on what button they push.
They're picking it up from
So
here.
if they push the emergency button, you pick it up, you'll pick up the phone. I would suggest keeping it away from your ear.
Does he know who he's supposed to be talking to?
You'll hear it beep, hello, or however you answer it, right? I had a secretary the other day that I told that to, said, whatever, figured it through it, and did it, and she said, oh my gosh, I'm like, I can't turn that beep down. It's factory beep, I can't turn it down, I can't turn it off, it's what it is.
I don't know anything about
So,
that.
anytime you're picking up the phone to do something, make sure you wait till you hear the beep and put it up to your ear. Okay, we've got manual bells, which means that if for some reason you didn't have something on that schedule for that day, you're like, oh, you know what, it's just a really weird day, we're just gonna do a manual bell. All you'd have to do is say, okay, well, walk up to here, bells will go off, okay? So the zones, and what we talked about. Oops, dang it. So you've got the lower grades, and then you have first grade, second grade, third grade. Once again, you push to the right. Then upper grades, which means that it would be 4 through 5 or 4 through 6. You push that, it will page 4th, 5th, and 6th grades.
Don't have 6th grade.
Okay, perfect. I'll take that off.
Kindergarten.
We have
Kindergarten
pre-K.
or zone 6.
We have
Okay.
pre-K.
Okay. Okay. So there's that, and then you have office music, hall music, inside music, and music off. So you can add to. So if you have just an office and you're like, oh, let's do it in the halls too. If you have halls, it'll turn it on in the halls as well. Okay. To turn it off, you have to turn all the zones off and then pick it, right? So if you had it all inside and you wanted to change it to just the hall, you'd have to have it all inside, you hit off, and then you hit music.
Okay, I want you to show me how to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
There's a boom box. It's a little tiny guy that's gonna sit here. Let's put here, and it'll tie to this, and then if you want to Bluetooth something to it, you can connect it for the wire. So if I
I
push,
just want to make sure we can actually, I want hands-on training today. I want, before
right.
you leave, we've actually done this.
No, and that's great. That's why I wanted to, because if you do it, then it's done.
Because I really worry that when you go away next week, we can't do any of this.
Right, and
So I want us
the
all
thing
to
is,
do
is
it. So these are pages, right? On these, on the grades. You're just paging those zones.
Right. So when you give us the information for what grades are what, then what would happen? So if you have like say 3 or 4 rooms that are grade 1, when you hit grade 1, right, it would call just into those 3 rooms.
Okay. So, what else do you need? with us for
So
training.
for here, and then there's one classroom that they want us to go through with you, and then one of this room right here, the TV. So those should go pretty quick.
Alrighty.
If we want the whole, if you want to just have one or two people come in, or we can take everybody over. It's up to you.
We only have to see it, right?
Okay. Stage, and then just using the left and right soft keys, or hard keys, I guess. So when we have evacuation, lockdown, shelter in place, and weather. So let's go back to the pages there. Attention everybody, we're going to be testing some of the emergency systems in the building. Please ignore anything that you hear. Thank you. So for instance, we hit emergencies on the main page, right? We hit evacuation. Then waits 3 seconds, then says it again. So now that that's been done, well, you can come in for just a second. What's going to happen it's time to check in. So you have the red button that's an emergency and the blue button that's a normal call or a check-in. Soon it's going to start saying, hey, these people haven't checked in, right? So whatever your procedures are for a lockdown or for specific emergencies, right? What's going to happen is they need to go through, right, and let you know. Here, I'm going to do, so if you silence tones, it'll silence this one. The other one that's back here would be the same thing. It only silences it for 2 minutes. So basically what would happen is so far no one's responded. It'll keep going. You can scroll down for more schools or more rooms. So what happens is if they go in there and they say, okay, whatever your lockdown procedure is, just make sure your class is in and the door shut, lights shut off. They hit check-in. Once they hit that check-in, it'll disappear off of here.
Okay.
Okay. So that way you know, okay, whatever this procedure is, okay, we're checked in, we're good to go.
Okay.
Right? And then once the emergency's over, whatever, get all clear.
Gotcha.
And then it restates that. And because it is.
So now it's going to make another announcement.
It just made the announcement that it's all clear.
Okay.
That the emergency's over, right?
So I guess we need to.
Well, if that's the case, and something needs to be changed, then you need to let us know so that we can change
Okay.
it. Whether it's the district, if it's a
So let me
district
talk to
standard
them
that you
because-
want something, because if you give us a file that says, hey, this is what we want, this is what we want to call, then as we're programming it, we can put it on there. It's pretty easy for us to do, but we have to know exactly if you don't want us to be putting a lockdown on there. For instance, if you just have whatever message you want, you push the button, it states whoever wants to say it. If you want a woman to say it, so it's a little more calming than a guy that's seems more abrupt and scary, then that's fine too.
You could say,
is if you don't want the check-ins, then all I have to do is click a box that says, don't worry about check-ins, right? So it's the function of it is to be able to make it so that there's reporting, right? So like on a walkie-talkie, you don't have 500 people saying, hey, I'm good, and nobody hears it, right?
Yeah.
I can skip the rest of the emergency stuff.
Yeah,
right?
let's skip it.
Okay. Other than that, you have a national anthem, right? So you push the button.
Yay! I want to hear it.
Overall, what this is set up for.
Okay. Paging into rooms.
Now, paging into rooms, you would dial. So, like if it was say 110, you'd dial 110, right? We'll have to actually get, because I think right now it's programmed for architectural numbers, not actual numbers.
Right.
And we can look that up really quick and find out what it is.
So when you do that, do you dial the number first and then pick it up, or do you pick
Either
it
or.
up?
So if I went, right, then I would pick, or I could pick it up, they would do it, right? It's gonna show busy because it's not actual number. So,
And then when they page into us,
when
like
you
they
page
hit the
into
button,
you, right, so if they push the button.
are we
then
gonna hear a sound?
It'll beep,
Okay,
it'll
perfect.
beep at you, go beep,
Okay.
and then if you ignore it, it'll go beep.
And do they have a button in their room or they're
Two
gonna?
buttons.
They have two buttons, a red one that says emergency and then one that says check-in.
So we've gotta train them.
Oh, wow.
If they just need to call us, just hit the regular one. If they hit emergency, we're gonna all think there's something major happening.
Right.
So we need to
Or you
train
can just,
them.
I guess the difference is you look at it, cause it's gonna sound the same. The difference is it'll say emergency and it'll say the room, or it'll say normal and say the room.
I just don't want them hitting emergency if they
Right.
just wanna tell us something, you know?
No, oh, I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
We should have a list across.
Yeah, we'll put
list
one back
right
here.
So there's a way to look it up on your computer, like when you're on the TCU stuff. And then it's printable, so it can be printed out, and then that way you actually have what it's called,
Okay.
so
Said we
I
could do it
believe,
with our phone.
I could be wrong, but I believe that
Well, it would not be very convenient if we can't do it through our phone.
I believe that the plan is to be able to do it through your phone as well, which would mean that there would be a button on your phone that would say Intercom. You'd push that button, it would give you the precursor, and then you would type in the number.
We just have we've had a code in the past.
So
Yeah,
I
like
believe it's, you'll build it
88 dial, the extension,
Right.
star, it was.
up. Right, which, or star 00 for an all page, and,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. So, so that we can do stuff like, do some of that stuff. But I believe that the district is planning on putting buttons on specific phones, not everybody's phone. But like probably like the front office's phone, probably the principal's phone. So for instance, see that one says emergency? Hello? I'm sorry? So that's, I'm guessing they're just testing it,
Yeah.
and then check 1, 2.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I wanna see. Okay, you
so-
picked it up, you did this one, and then this one?
I just so you can hear it.
Oh,
So if you wanted, if you don't want it, yeah, it's just.
Oh, man, pick it up.
I've got this one. So once again, when you answer it.
Do you guys have anybody that can come grab some, the kits, the online learning kits?
Like 10:45.
The totes are kind of heavy,
Oh, okay,
so they might wanna roll
Thank you for
it.
bringing them.
So,
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna
We
pick up
appreciate
the
you
phone,
delivering them.
Just to make sure I don't put it up to my ear so it screams in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I pick it up and then use that same hand to push the button. And then to end it, just hang it up. So if I wanted to call it, it's 10:25. Good. That beep is stating that we just called into the room.
And then pick it up.
And they get corresponding news from the classroom stating that there's someone calling into your room.
Okay.
Right, and then to end the call.
Okay.
Okay, so volume, speaker volumes, you can turn up and down. So, and that's the
Okay,
console.
yeah, when that came in, that call came